Welcome to Your Bookkeeping Matters. I'm Lisa Turner, bringing you short and snackable weekly episodes on bookkeeping and business matters in an easy to understand way so you can be in control and confident that you know your bookkeeping matters. Let's dive into this week's episode. Welcome to a fun episode today, my friend. As this episode goes live, we're gearing up to say goodbye to another incredible year. So I thought we'd take a moment to reflect on the journey we've shared and tackle the topic every entrepreneur faces, financial hurdles, and help set our sights on a bright year ahead. Now, before we do, I would like to take a moment to pass my gratitude to you for your support throughout the year, tuning in, providing feedback and topic requests, and sharing your business journey with me. It's been an honor, and I'm so appreciative of being able to support small businesses and be doing this business ride together because, yes, like you, I run my own business. I have a team, a client base, and we've also had hiccups and hurdles, all the things. I find unless you've been and had your own business, it can be difficult to convey to friends and family how you feel, what you're doing, and what you're going through. So I am here with you. I am also on that small business ride, and I know and understand how hard you've worked and the challenges and the rewards you've seen. So thank you from one small business owner to another for popping me in your ears this year and taking your valuable time to listen along with me. So, coming back to today's episode, it's all about navigating financial hurdles. What exactly are they? They're challenges, the roadblocks, the unexpected twists, and they can be extremely tricky for so many reasons. Tricky to navigate if you don't have the right systems and processes in place, or if you're not keeping a keen eye on those all-important numbers. These financial hurdles can look like a sudden dip in your revenue, a big chunk of unexpected costs pop up, or even dealing with complex processes like paying employees. All of these can often be pretty daunting. So today is all about reflecting on the year that was, the episodes we've listened to together, and how you can navigate these financial hurdles if they're still happening to you now or if they pop up in the future, helping you get things on track for a stellar new year ahead. Let's go through some of the common financial hurdles we face. One big one I've seen a lot of over the last year is business owners hiring their first employee or employees. While that can be extremely exciting, it can also be very stressful and a tricky balance getting it right with your employee to make sure you've not only got the admin side spot on with your legals and processing payroll the right way through accounting software, but also balancing the cash to squirrel aside to cover their super and any tax you've withheld from their pay, ready to pay it to the ATO, the Australian Tax Office, or through your super clearinghouse for the super. Payroll has changed a lot over the years, and there is no manual element left to it. It's all online, and everything is integrated through your accounting software to a lot of the government departments. So it is a good idea to have a specialist on your team to take care of the pays for you. They can also work with you to let you know how much you should be putting aside for these taxes deducted from their wages and how much super you owe in between payments so you don't miss important deadlines, landing yourself with some hefty penalties. Earlier this year, we did a deep dive with episode 29, Hiring Your First Employee. Here's what you need to know. So, if hiring employees is on your radar for next year, take a listen to this episode. I want to reiterate, it's crucial to make sure you put funds aside for the super and tax each pay run for your employees. So when it comes time to lodge and pay these, be that monthly, quarterly, whatever your cycle is, you don't find yourself scrambling to find the money and insanely stressed, which is exactly what happened to a client before they came on board with us. They had to go onto a payment plan with the ATO for quite a hefty amount, which was obviously not ideal, but they literally didn't have the money to pay because they'd spent it all on other expenses elsewhere, not realizing they had to pay it so soon to the ATO and the super funds. Another hurdle on the flip side of this hiring your first employee is not outsourcing things, trying to wear all the hats. So many business owners face the huge challenge trying to do everything themselves to save costs, but this often leads to burnout. And while you think you're saving money, it's actually costing you money and limiting your business's growth, revenue, and profit potential. We've chatted a lot about these hurdles throughout the year. Overcoming this hurdle of reduced or capped income has a super simple solution, and it's outsourcing, whether it is to a team member, an outside contractor, or a trusted specialist. Yes, there can absolutely be upfront costs tied to this, but the long-term benefits far outweigh them. I loved doing an early episode, How to Outsource to Get Out of Your Own Way, and a more recent one, Boost Your Business with Delegation Magic. Both of these episodes delve into identifying which tasks to outsource, finding the right person, and establishing an effective delegation process to make sure it works for you and you don't wind up in a financial hurdle and having issues all over the place. Because if you go to the trouble to outsource, you want to get it right, don't you? Well, yeah, we all do. So it's important to plan these outsourcing steps and not dive in head first and wind up with some costly, ineffective solutions, which I've seen turn people off from hiring or outsourcing in the future due to this bad experience, which was actually a bad or costly experience of their own doing because they didn't plan and organize things. So planning is key here to jump this hurdle. Another financial hurdle which hits close to home, the dwindling bank balance. We've explored this over the year in many different ways, and at the end of this episode, I'm going to guide you through a couple of short steps to pinpoint the reasons behind it. A common one we've tackled on the show together is the issue of not having enough or zero profit in your pricing. It's so disheartening during a pricing strategy and I discover the business is selling at break even or worse, a loss. And obviously this has a huge negative impact on your bank balance, your finances, and is a massive hurdle. So after today's episode, I encourage you to take a deep dive into your pricing if it's been a while since you've done this. Check your costs. Make sure there's a healthy profit margin. And we've covered this extensively in a big episode, Profit Strategies, How to Manage Your Money Right. And another one, Pricing for Profit. If you want even more on this, you can search profit on my website, accountedforyou.com.au, and you'll find loads of insights to help you up your pricing game and in turn your bank balance. Because a declining bank balance is not always tied to profit in your pricing. Maybe you haven't been chasing up your customers to pay you. Maybe you've been paying for things your business isn't using anymore. Maybe you need to rejig things overall in the business. And this is why this one hits close to home for me with the dwindling bank balance, as I know it does for many business owners, because when I made the decision to grow my bookkeeping practice Accounted for You many years ago, I didn't do too well with reviewing my pricing or the services we provided. It was on the bottom of the to-do list. Get the work done, help others, don't worry about your own stuff, we'll get to it later. And so I was working crazy hours, keeping up with the work, but not much changed for me in terms of revenue or profit. And there came a point when things had to change. So I could pay myself for these long hours and fix things so I didn't actually need to do the long hours. So I completely overhauled my pricing and the services I offered and outsourced more and grew the team. So while we're refreshing on your pricing and profit, I want to reflect on today is pricing when you're registered for GST, Goods and Services Tax here in Australia. This can have such a big impact on your business, your financials, and your stress. If you're new to being registered, or if you think it's on the cards for the new year, I'm so excited for you. But take a listen to strategies for repricing after registering for GST. Oftentimes, business owners aren't sure how to tackle this one and wind up owing the ATO loads of money come BAS, business activity statement, lodgement time, and didn't make any profit because they didn't successfully review their pricing when they registered for tax. So let's skip this hurdle, or let's knock it over right now and make sure you are looking after the GST portion in your pricing and not absorbing it. Really popular episode, this one, where people were wanting help to reprice now they're newly registered for GST. Sadly, this next hurdle is a big one which can feel like a real punch in the gut, and that's running in the red. If you find yourself and your business in this challenging territory of running at a loss, it's a crucial signal to step back and conduct a comprehensive review of your business. This isn't only about crunching the numbers. It's about understanding the holistic picture. What's worked well for you over the last year? What areas need adjustment? It's a bit like a business health check, seeing what's healthy, what is not feeling the best, and what you need to work on. But here's the thing, overcoming this hurdle isn't only about balancing the books. Like I touched on, it's a holistic view. You also need to take a look at your money mindset, because this is tied into all of these things and what could be causing these issues that have you running your business in the red. You could be unknowingly sabotaging things without even realizing it, which often takes a huge mindset shift to change your business and get it back on track. It's about reimagining challenges as opportunities for growth. It's about reframing setbacks as stepping stones to get you through. And the episodes to listen and reflect on to support you through this financial hurdle is reviving your small business finances with tips to get out of the red and into the black. And a big favorite episode of mine, Mastering Money Mindset, Overcoming Financial Stress. Those two, and doing this big holistic overview of your business to find out what is not doing so well, is going to be very crucial in navigating this hurdle. Looking back over your year, I hope not too many of these hurdles were in your way or any others that have popped up. But chances are, running your own show, let's be realistic, some will happen. So here are a few steps to help you pinpoint them and get back on track. Firstly, step back and assess the situation. Take the emotion out of it. Understand the cause of the hurdle. Is it a temporary setback or a bigger issue? And this clarity of knowing this overview will help guide you through the next step of diving into your financials. Look at your profit and loss and cash flow projections. This can help you identify some areas needing your immediate attention and highlight areas you can tweak with some adjustment and focus on those. Then make a contingency plan. Have a safety net. Try and build a buffer of funds, if you can, for rainy days. Also in this contingency plan, do you need to cut some costs while not hurting the current revenue? Can you set up extra revenue streams? These things can often soften the hurdle while you navigate yourself through it. And most importantly, after you're through it, do regular financial check-ins. Keep tabs on your revenue. What's coming through? What costs are you expecting? How's profitability? Numbers in your business are never a set and forget. Make sure you know and review them regularly. Please do that for me. So they're the steps. Step back and assess the situation with no emotion, and then look at your profit and loss and cash flow projections, and then make a contingency plan. Let's remember, while being in business, yes, it's about making bank. You absolutely don't want to be losing money. However, there are other important metrics which are often not financial, and this episode is not about those non-financial metrics, but I wanted to shine a little light on them anyway. Because for myself, and I hope also for you, revenue, client numbers, profit, and those things are not a metric I use for success or when growing my business. The main reason I run my own business is to be more available for my family and be able to go to all the things they want me there for, like school activities and things after school. The other huge part is supporting others to grow personally and financially to achieve their goals, like taking the bookkeeping and numbers management, which is a very tricky and triggering subject for a lot of people, so they can do everything they want or need to in their business. And my most important asset or part of the business, my team. I have always wanted to have a business to provide a safe, balanced, nurturing space for other number lovers where they can learn, grow, and have freedom and flexibility they need for their families as well. So having my business isn't all about the revenue for me, and it never will be. So while you're reflecting on your year that was and any financial hurdles, pause to take a moment to reflect on why you're in business. Are you achieving the other things you had set out to do? What do you need to change to stay on track or get on track with them for the next chapter of your business? Now, as this is the last fresh episode for the year, to wrap up again, I want to say congratulations for all the hard work, your resilience, and the goals you've achieved this year. I know running a business and navigating the finances and the hurdles thrown in with it, it is no easy feat. And while you might feel like all of this goes unnoticed from some family or friends, or even other business owners, I see you and all you've achieved, and I want to say well done to you. I hope you take some time to celebrate. I absolutely appreciate you being a part of this journey and embracing growth and change. I'm so excited for what's to come for both the podcast, Your Bookkeeping Matters, and your business adventures. If you haven't already, jump on our numbers list, which I have, of course, linked in the show notes for you to get more insights and help along the way. Also in the show notes, of course, I will have linked all those episodes we've been reflecting on and using to help navigate financial hurdles and plan for a good year ahead. And a hot tip, if you're keen to work with us in Accounted for You, you'll also be the first to know on our numbers list when our books reopen for Done For You bookkeeping services in the new year. There is a little bit of a wait list building up already. I'm so excited. plus when the doors reopen to our digital training Bookkeeping Matters Blueprint. So don't forget to pop yourself on the numbers list. Stay tuned for some fun flashbacks over the next couple of weeks and brand new episode the first week back in the new year with your Bookkeeping Matters.